In today's video, we're going to talk about 5 different signs of abandonment issues and see if it's manifesting in your life. By the end of this, you're going to have a little bit more awareness, and that is the key in the beginning to healing this trauma. What's up, everyone? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's Michaela, and I help people live more expansive lives and heal their trauma. You may have heard mommy issues, daddy issues, but there's not a lot of education out there about how these things manifest. A lot of times what happens is this is an early childhood trauma. So we develop these defense mechanisms and these coping skills that manifest in our adulthood that we don't even realize that we struggle with until something so severe comes to the surface and we start to notice, oh, maybe I am dealing with these issues. I know in my own personal life that when my dad left, everyone always told me this is probably one of the biggest traumas that you have had to deal with in your life. To me, I thought I had been through much worse things than my dad leaving, and I didn't really notice it, and I didn't know how it affected me. My parents had left, and I kind of got the idea that big girls don't cry and we don't really show our emotions, and so stuff it down. And so I stuffed it down for years, and I didn't realize that something was really going on with me until much later when I started my healing journey. And now it starts to bubble up, and it's kind of like whack-a-mole, where it's like this one thing pops up and it's like, okay, I got to hit it with on the head, and address this. And then the next thing might come up. The idea that one day we're absolutely going to be healed is non-existent. That is not the truth. What this healing journey is about is learning those coping skills and those new healing modalities that can help us when we do get triggered to kind of roll with it and learn something along the way. The first sign of abandonment issues is the constant need for validation. A lot of times this happens when you're trying to attract a partner. You might wear more revealing clothes. People deal with eating disorders because they want to be a certain way, and yet maybe they eat too much, or they have this body dysmorphia of wanting to look a different way. It might be taking actions that really aren't in alignment with you. So maybe you were a goody two-shoes and you wanted to fit in with the cool kids, so you did what the cool kids wanted. Maybe smoking cigarettes, doing drugs, drinking alcohol, and you knew it was wrong and you didn't want to really do it if you asked deep down, but it was like, I guess this is what everybody else is doing. And since you wanted to have that validation and to be accepted, you would go to any lengths to look cool or to be loved. And really that's the core root of it, is we want to be loved. We want to be loved because we didn't get that as a child. And maybe we got it from a different parent, but there's this idea that we have to have that cohesive unit from both parents. This is where we get to start utilizing inner child work and really start to reparent ourselves, which I'll kind of share in another video for you. I know in my own personal life that the constant need for validation is everywhere. And just like I said, I've been able to tackle it, and it's gotten a lot better over the years, but it's still like that whack-a-mole, and it's going to take some time as you address these situations. The second sign for abandonment issues is people pleasing. So you see this one a lot, maybe taking on way too many commitments because you don't want to let somebody down, or you maybe change your thoughts and opinions in a relationship. And then all of a sudden you look back maybe a couple years later and you don't even know the difference between their emotions and your thoughts. And this is so common because of that wound. You want to be loved, so you will manipulate yourself into whatever you want, so that way you can feel that love that you weren't given as a child. I'll give you an example of what happened recently in my life. I am planning my daughter's birthday party, and on top of starting a business and so many other top hats that I wear in my life. And I spent all day planning this birthday party, and anything that could go wrong did go wrong. It is a spiritual experience, and I'm just having to learn how to surrender through it all. But by the time my boyfriend had come home, he was upset because all I did was be like, I looked up and I was like, hey, and then I went back to doing my work, and he was super upset. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Once he got upset, I just lashed out for a minute because I couldn't control his emotions and his perception of me. We were able to talk about it, and I was able to recognize, oh, this is that abandonment piece. And realizing and starting to take my energy back and say that I can't please everybody, and coming to that acceptance of I cannot please everybody, but what I can do is make myself happy. And in that, in living my own authentic truth, I magnetize the people that really do matter and the people that will be there no matter what. The third sign of abandonment issues is self-doubt. And what happens when we go through one of these traumatic instances of abandonment, we start to tune into the adults around us, and we watch our adults, and we try to manipulate ourselves into something that they want or they perceive. So that way we can get the love and validation that we needed growing up. But what happens is we learn to not trust ourselves. And so now you have yourself as an adult, and you might not be able to trust yourself to leave that relationship and to be single. You see that a lot with abandonment issues. Is I'll stay in a very toxic, abusive relationship just because I don't trust myself to live out there on my own. Or maybe you don't take that next leap in your career because you are so afraid that you're going to screw it up, or you're not going to be able to pay your bills, you're going to starve, you're going to be homeless. Like, all this self-doubt comes out because that's the way we were raised. The fourth sign of abandonment issues is jealousy. Jealousy is so prominent, and it's okay. It's an absolutely normal human emotion. But in abandonment issues, it can manifest a lot more severely. If you notice somebody that got a new car and you are feeling super jealous because you wanted that car for years, a lot of times what's happening is it's not even that you're mad at that person, but you're mad because you have this core belief that just because somebody else has something means that I can't have it. What does that mean about me? Because that poor little boy or that poor little girl was left behind to fend for herself, right? And so our inner child comes out and it starts to react on that person. I know for a long time, I used to always stare at other women, and I would always beat my own body up because I would look at them and I would think that, oh, just because she's beautiful means that I can't feel beautiful too. And it's such a miserable state of existence, but it's such a natural way to feel when you don't feel confident within your own self. So in my own personal experience, if she looked pretty, then what does that say about me, first of all? And second of all, that means that I'm not going to get the love that I desperately crave. The fifth sign of abandonment issues is insecurity. And that looks like the obvious. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not cute enough, skinny. Maybe they don't like my personality, etc. And then on a deeper level, maybe there's somebody that is whispering to a friend and they start to laugh and you think that, oh, it must be about me. Or another example might be that you are friends in the social circle and all of a sudden you tap into somebody's energy and you think, oh, they must hate me. And a lot of times when you see that, what happens is you back away, and instead of letting that person in, you cast that hate onto them. And it literally manifests into them actually hating you when they didn't even hate you in the first place. If you resonated with this video, then it can feel extremely despairing, like I have no way out. But I want you to know that this has planted the seed, and it will take some time to water and nurture and grow, but the tree will grow and your awareness will grow and you are going to be able to heal. The very key factor to healing is always awareness. I am going to post more videos for you to help you to really learn how to heal this, how to help yourself. Your inner child is bubbling up to the surface and it is asking for that love and care that you might not have received when you were a kid. Don't be hard on yourself, because this is the beginning of a wonderful, transformative healing journey. Be sure to watch the rest of my videos correlating to this, because there's going to be something in there that you don't want to miss. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon.